in 3, 2, 1, action. Exactly. Let's go. Welcome to These Are Questions. This is the interview show where I ask people questions about things, life, and such not. I am your host, Stephen Rafferty, and we're going to have a fun, exciting interview here in this beautiful studio. I'm with an incredibly talented musician that's worked in the alternative rock scene. She's an awesome musician. She's an awesome talent. Please welcome Karla Sro.
Hi. Thank you for having me here. I'm so happy.
I'm so happy.
And I'm more happy because you have that shirt. Oh my God, you guys. He took this photo and they made merch of that photo. And I'm so happy that you have it. Like, I haven't even seen it in real life. It's so nice.
And I said if I was ever going to interview you, Karla, I wanted to make sure I had this shirt on there. So, and I wanted to surprise you and not tell you I had it. So,
yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, when I saw you with the shirt, I was surprised. Like, you told me, like, I wanted to surprise you. You did.
And I'm glad. Thank you so much for being a part of the show, Karla. I really do appreciate it. We're going to get right into our interview here on These Are Questions. Karla, I'm going to ask you a series of questions that are going to be based around your career and aspirations, along with a mixture of questions that are borderline idiotic and, well, randomly stupid.
Okay.
Do you accept those terms?
Yes. I love it.
I love it. Oh, we're going to have a fun interview today. We're going to have fun. We're fun. Karla, are you ready?
I'm ready.
Okay. Internet, are you ready? Gonna give it on there. Give that rock on there. We're going to rock on because we're ready to go. Let's do it. With that, let's begin our interview. So as mentioned, thank you so much for being part of These Are Questions, Karla. I really do appreciate it. We've met over a year ago now, which is pretty cool to think about. Time goes fast there. We met at a creative photo meetup. Shout out to HGAP Studios on there. That's how we met. And we hit it off so well that night. Oh, my goodness. It was crazy.
Yeah, it was so cool. I mean, I was literally, like, just standing and you started to take photos. And you were really nice. And I think we got closer after because we chat on Instagram, and then I saw you again, and then I saw you again. And here we are.
And here we are. Now we're here on doing these interviews on there.
Yeah.
And what I liked is that I thought at the time you were just like, a model, just doing the open creative meetup there, and there's nothing wrong with that there. But then I learned through your Instagram that you were such an incredible musician, and you do all these punk rock and alternative songs, which we're going to get into in our interview today. But like, I was just a big fan of it because I come from a punk rock background, so it's really cool to come through. And a lot of our similar friend groups are similar in that group, so it's just cool to have that kind of community there. It's awesome. And I wanted to just ask you, and I wanted to say if you can allow to explain to our viewers and our listeners watching and listening to the show more about yourself and what got you interested in the creative and the musical arts.
Well, I have always been doing music.
Okay.
I started singing when I was 6. I was in a choir, and I remember since then that's where I started doing singing classes, singing lessons. And I always knew that I wanted to be a singer. I always knew that I wanted to be an artist. I remember I have a video of me when I was very little that I was telling my mom, like, Mom, I want to be a singer. I want to be famous. I mean, I'm not famous, but I'm a singer. So I got one of those. And yeah, after that, I always looked for ways, because now it's very common to see people being artists and being independent artists.
Yeah.
Back then, if you think about it, back then in like 2015, it wasn't a common thing. And I remember I started looking how to do it, and up until 2019, I was like, okay, this doesn't matter, I will do it myself, because I don't know anyone back then. I knew no artist. Okay. I knew no one who was an artist. And at this time, I was in Chile. I was living in Chile.
Okay.
And I only had one friend who I remember I met him to that time, I met him 2 months ago. And this was in 2019. I told him, hey, how do you record your songs? And he was like, no, I go to the studio and I do this stuff. And I was like, okay, what is an interface? How do you get a microphone? And it was a whole process. I remember I bought a microphone from AliExpress. It was $14 and it was horrible. I wasn't even able to use it. I didn't know what an interface was.
Okay.
I didn't know what this was.
Yeah.
And I thought people just plug in their microphones to the computer. I had no clue. And it was a process to start doing my music. And after that, I started meeting more people that did music as well in Chile. And that's where I'm at now. I mean, I started meeting people that were in the music, and now I mainly surround myself around musicians. So that's really nice to come from not knowing anyone to all my circle does music. So it's really nice.
And I'm glad you met that circle and you had like-minded creative individuals in the music scene and you feel comfortable around with them and the work speaks for itself. And hey, listen, you started out with that $14 microphone. I didn't even know what an interface was either when I was doing shows and all that. I had a little portable mic, and even before that, my camera that I have that you see here wasn't what I had before. My first camera I had when I was doing YouTubing over 10 years ago now was a flip camera from Panasonic, okay? And I knew nothing about editing or recording.
Like these videos, the ones that you have to hold like this. I got one of those.
See?
I still have it.
See?
Yeah, that's a canonic event. That's something that needs to happen to everyone.
Absolutely, because I always say this, it's not about the individual and what you have with the price of the tool. It's about how you use the tool. So you can have a cheapo mic, but if you know how to use it, it works.
Oh yeah.
And when you're starting, you gotta start somewhere. You just go up from here.
Yeah, I mean, well, if we get too technical, there's things that will get you like an amazing product, but you can always get something nice if you know how to use it. Let's say today I still have my first mic. Not that one, because I don't count that one. Like
okay.
The first thing, I don't count that because it started working within 2 weeks. So I have my first one, which was a Focusrite, and it was like, it's a cheap mic. Today, if you look for it, it's like $30.
Okay.
And I'm not gonna lie, I have recorded a lot of my actual songs with that mic because I know how to use it.
Yeah.
And if you really research and do your work, let's say okay, let's get technical. Let's go to mics. If you know about mics, you look how the frequency responses to each band, and that's when you know, okay, if this mic has too much low end, I will not use it like this or like that. So if you do your research, you can use whichever thing you want. In general, I think in cameras it should be the same. If you know how to use your lighting, you can have a really, really, really good scene with a bad camera.
Oh yeah, it's not about the tool; it's about the person using it. Life advice here on These Are Questions. Yes, and that's very cool, and thank you for just going into a deep dive of how you got into the arts on there, and I could see with your work, and your music is unique, and I've listened to a lot of your songs. And I mean that, and I mean I bought the shirt for a reason. It's not because I know you. I bought it because I really want to support your arts in the music and what you do.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Yeah, and you focus on alternative music as kind of the main kind of focus point. You have a lot of punk rock elements with it. It's atypical from most modern music today, right? But what made you pursue that endeavor and go into alternative punk rock and go into that kind of rock scene? And talk to me a little bit more in depth about your early years when you were creating that music to where you are today.
Oh, that's a good question.
Thank you.
I started doing music. Oh my gosh. When I started doing music, I was doing rap.
Wait, what? Hold on. Karla the rapper?
Yeah.
You were a rapper?
I was a new artist. I even have reggaeton songs out there.
Oh, I need to listen to that now.
No, you shouldn't. You shouldn't. Please don't. Please don't. No, my first song, I even deleted it because it's too bad.
Okay.
I made the decision that I wanted to take it off platforms 5 months ago, because every time I showed my music to someone, I didn't want them to listen to that song. And one part of me was like, no, but you can see the progress and whatever. But I'm like, I don't want you to listen to that. It's bad. It doesn't reflect me. It's bad. Okay? I am very self-conscious. That song is not good.
Okay.
I had that first song. This is the song that I told you seconds ago that I did from zero.
Yeah.
And that's why it's bad, because I didn't know. Back then I had no clue about music theory. So that song doesn't have any key. And you have like a bunch of like notes like mixed together in a blender. It's
Listen, I'm not a musician or a singer necessarily, but I know things got to work and connect to make sure it's being sang properly and being done properly. So it's okay.
Yeah, but that tells you that how much I wanted to do it. Like, even though I knew nothing, I made everything that I had in my hands to do it. Okay, that's that. And back then, if we go back to like 2020, 2019, I was in this genre.
Okay.
Rap, trap, whatever you want to call it. And I started dating a rapper. So I was getting the full experience, you know.
Okay, the lifestyle.
And I started doing like trap for a while. But I knew back then that wasn't what I wanted to do. Because I was thinking, oh, this is what it's going to sell. This is what people are going to like. And if I think about it, people were never gonna like it because it wasn't genuine. It wasn't. You could listen to it and be like, oh, but I'd rather listen to this other artist that makes better music. Why should I listen to you if this doesn't feel like, you know, this doesn't feel good? And I was with this genre. I tried to switch to urban music. I have a couple of urban songs from that period of time.
Okay.
And I believe it was until like 2022 that I was like, okay, I'm not doing this, and I switched to pop punk.
Okay.
Like a really huge
complete
switch,
different
like,
switch.
Boom.
Yep.
And I really like that. I love pop punk. I don't listen a lot of pop punk now, but those songs that I did back then are 100% genuine. I feel like those are way closer to my sound, and back then I was really happy that I did the switch. But then I was like, oh, this is not gonna sell because people don't listen to this. But I wasn't even doing the effort of looking or reaching the people who were listening to that. I mean, it's still a process. I knew no one. I was here in 2022. I was in the United States, and I knew no one. Like, I had like, it's very easy for me to tell you I had no friends. So it wasn't easy to like say, oh, but go to shows. And I'm like, where are the shows? I can Google it, but Google is gonna show me something, and I'm gonna go, and I'm gonna be alone, and that's gonna be worse. So later on, I kept doing music. I tried to do more music, and it was until last year that I started going. I found out something called networking events. I had no clue that thing existed.
Yeah.
And I went to one, and then I just kept going. And until then, to last year, I was doing more pop rock, and that's what I'm doing now.
Look at you now. Wow. That's a unique and interesting journey on there, Karla, and that's not easy. It's easier said than done, and at least you had the realization back then that this was not for your true authentic self, but this is who I am now as a true authentic pop punk and punk rock and alternative artist. So
yeah,
we made it happen here, and that's awesome.
Yeah, I'm so happy. Like back then, I had no like. I always wanted to. Let's say my last song, Inside. I feel like it's very much my sound. It's more like rock.
Yeah.
And back then I saw that very far. I was like, no, I don't know when I will be able to do this and have people that will like it. And to have someone tell me like, oh, this song, it's really nice. I love it. For me, that's an achievement. It's like, oh my gosh, thank you. It's like some inner baby Karla healing. It's like, oh, thank you.
And you know, I'm going to add on to it, and it's kind of a good segue because I wanted to talk about Inside. But before I talk about it, I want to just say, like, I was no cap before you came into this room, into our studio. I was listening to Inside.
Really?
And I wasn't just doing that because I'm getting ready to interview and everything. It was on my playlist, and I was listening to it, and I was like, man, this is awesome.
Oh
this is so
God,
good.
Thank you. Yeah, I'm so happy that you like it. I mean, that's something really nice. For me, I mean, I'm not a mom, but I think that moms feel the same when someone tells them that their baby's pretty.
Kid's doing good, yeah.
Yeah, that song is my baby. So if someone tells me that they like it, for me it's like, oh, you're telling me my baby's pretty. Thank you so much. I made it.
Well, you're very welcome. And to kind of delve into your latest song, I wanted to know about the idea of how you thought about that idea for Inside and the music video behind it, because I've actually watched the music video as well, and it's quite unique.
Yeah, okay. So it's a story. I met Forza, which is the featuring artist.
Okay.
He was more like of the producer of the instrumental part. We still like arranged the thing together, but he took off. And I met him, and we were like, okay, let's do rock stuff. And we got together. We did the demo, like not even of the lyrics. We did like a demo of like the bass of the song, like the fundamental part of the song.
Yeah.
And then he sent me what we had, and he told me like, okay, write something to this. And at that point, I was very sad. And back then, I just broke up with a guy, and the song is not about love at all. But I was just like in a very bad point. And I was like, okay, I want this to feel genuine. I want to talk about something that it's me, but I don't want it to be too sad, because I don't think anyone wants to listen to sad stuff. And I still did it. I mean, I remember I was like, okay, I don't know how to do it, and I just kept like pushing it away. And it was until the day before I had the session with Forza to go back and like show him what I had. I was like, okay, I will write something, because I don't want to get there with nothing. And I wrote the chorus, and I wrote some parts. Remember, I wrote the chorus, pre-chorus, and the first verse. And I was very sad. Like, the lyrics, the first lyrics were very sad. Like, I'm telling you, if I get, like, very personal, I'm a sad person. Like,
Oh.
I used to have depression. Like, you can never tell when you see someone, but okay, in this must have been like in August, September, or October, like around that time. And I was sad, so I just wrote it, and I showed him what I had, and he was like, dude, like, this is the genre to be sad. Like, we're doing this. We're all sad. Like, let's do this. And and it was cool. I mean, I felt more comfortable. I was like, okay, so is this too sad, or should I change it? And then he was helping me like, okay, let's not use this word, but we can change it for this. And that's how it went. And yeah, that's how we did the music of Inside. The song is mainly about like you being in a bad place, but wanting to get better. It's like a song to your own self. If you listen to the lyrics, it's like you talking to the mirror and being like, I want to get better, and I will, but hold on, let me heal, and then we will continue this journey together. And the music video, okay, that's a really I love the music video. We wanted to get the idea, because in some parts you can see me doubled. Like, for the music video, I had my little sister dress up as me, and she was in some scenes.
Yeah.
She's like next to me in like windows.
Yeah.
There's 3 windows, and she's in the other one. And what we wanted to like portray is that my inner self is like kind of haunting me, but I'm not letting that happen. And that's why, for example, Forza has masks, because that's not us. That's like our like inner thoughts, like our intrusive thoughts letting us fall down.
Yeah.
But we're not letting that happen. That's the main idea of the music video.
On a serious note, I'm glad you're doing okay, and I understand that could be a really tough kind of time as you're going and processing through various different emotions there. And I'm glad that you're in a positive state of mind now, and I appreciate that you were very open in sharing that in our episode there. And as long as you're able to take care of yourself, that's what's important on there. Now, that being said, from an artist point of view, a lot of the best songs are coming from a place of internal kind of struggle and challenges. And I think when watching the music video, when listening to it, you can kind of see the resonation with that.
Yeah.
And you could really kind of feel what you're feeling with, especially when you're watching it with that video. There's a lot of layers to the story that you provide on there. And I will put it on the description down below if you want to listen and enjoy the music on there. But just know that, myself and your fans and viewers that do listen to your stuff, we're here to support you, and we want you to keep doing your music in the way that you feel is fit for you.
Yes. So tomorrow I will start doing the rap again.
Okay, perfect. Gonna do a trap. You heard it here on These Are Questions. You're gonna have rap and trap.
Yeah,
Trap and
Limp
rap.
Bizkit.
Limp Bizkit. Oh, can we get Limp Bizkit on here? That would be great.
Oh my gosh.
We're gonna break stuff. We're gonna get together. We're gonna go. It's gonna be my way, and we're just gonna be rolling on. If you got those references, you're the real OG on there.
And you should have like a chocolate starfish there.
Oh, I should. Oh, yeah. I have to find the hot dog as well. Somewhere on there.
Oh my gosh.
I love it. I love it when we're talking about Limp Bizkit of all bands on These Are Questions. Let's go. All right, Karla, let me ask you, how would you pop a balloon? How would you pop one?
By sitting on it.
Okay.
Yeah.
I heard it's effective.
Yeah, I would sit. I mean, depends. How big is the balloon?
It's pretty big.
Okay, if it's very big, I would take something sharp and cut it.
Okay. What would be the item that it would be sharp? Would it be like a little needle, a little nail?
No,
Would
scissors.
Scissors? Okay. I was thinking starfish, but that works too. Okay, scissors work. I mean, that's effective too. Okay,
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, a starfish, I'm not sure how. That would be fun, but not for the starfish.
No. Okay, fair enough. We want safety here. We're here to help our animals here, even our starfishes. Okay, fair enough. Let me ask you, Karla. Can a popcorn machine create diamonds? It's a loaded question.
Yes.
Okay. Maybe. I don't know. That's why I'm asking, because it's possible. Maybe if we put the material to create a diamond.
Okay, I don't know how diamonds are created, but
We can
I know
Google
they come from a rock.
Yes.
Like, if it was like a crystal, okay, that's made in a lab.
Okay.
But, okay, a diamond is from a rock.
Mm.
This popcorn machine has rocks or it has popcorn?
We could put both in there. We could put rocks in there if we want to.
Okay. So,
If the machinery can spin it around and make it into a diamond, it's maybe possible. Probably not, but you never know.
are we talking about like an ordinary popcorn machine?
Yeah, like the ones you see at like a carnival, like a fair. Maybe you can buy them online, and have it for your own home. I wouldn't say a heavy-duty popcorn machine.
Okay.
Say regular popcorn machine.
Yeah, I would say yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I wouldn't say no. No. I would try it, but first I need a rock that has diamonds. That's yeah. But okay, if this machine, the popcorn machines get really hot,
Yes.
and I think you need certain temperature for diamonds. You know what? I would just say yes. I think yeah.
Okay. We heard it here on These Are Questions. It's definitely probably possible. Maybe. Who knows? But I respect your logic on there. You thought about it more than me, to be honest. So I appreciate it on there.
I was really thinking, how could I do it? Like I never say no. I'm just finding a way. I'm solving.
I love it. I love your problem solving there.
Business.
Oh, we got a business reference there. Only the two of us know that reference, but I'm glad we put it on there. For those who don't know, just know it's business. That's all you need to know.
Yeah, you need to have a business mindset. Business.
Okay. And speaking of business, I need to ask you this question. You may or may not know the person, but do you know who Doink the Clown is?
Who?
Doink the Clown.
No, I'm from Chile. That's too American. I don't know. I know Rob McDonald. Like that's the only clown that I know. Me and me with my ex. Like those are the only two clowns that I am aware of. Like no. Like remember, I'm from Chile. Like when I go to Flanagan's and there are like these little questions in the table that are like, oh. And who is this guy from the infamous series of the 2000s? I'm like, the is this? Like, they only aired this in the United States. Like, how am I supposed to know that? But yeah, I don't know who that is.
Okay, I'll briefly explain it before we go into the next question. Doink the Clown, I don't know if I can put him on there due to legal reasons because I don't have the copyrights of the photos, but if I can, I will put it. But I will show it to you after. But Doink the Clown was a famous professional wrestler from the 1990s, and he was dressed up as a clown. And his gimmick was that he would be a bad guy, if you know pro wrestling or, like, let's say WWE, for example. He specifically would, like, come in and, like, traumatize, like, kids and, like, families and stuff and be, like, this evil clown.
Oh.
But then he switched to be a good guy, and then he became, like, a friendly clown. But people don't like clowns in general, so. But he's quite iconic from that scene back in the day.
Wow.
So now you know.
Yeah, no.
But he's definitely not from, you wouldn't know in Chile.
Yeah, no, I would look it up because I know something about wrestling, but not that far.
Okay.
Yeah.
A little historical lesson for you there.
Yeah. But I know about other clowns, like the one I have here. No, it's...
Is that from Slipknot?
Yeah,
yeah.
the clown.
That is... Well, the Doink, that's a darker version, but, like, Doink's, when I show you the picture later, like, after the episode and stuff, it's kind of similar in vein. That's a little more creepier and darker, but, like, his is out there, too. It's quite zany. So,
iconic.
just like you. So, and let me ask you this as kind of a follow, one more before we jump back to our questions on the career and more or less on the music. Seriousness, business seriousness. But before we jump into that, I have another super question to ask you. And the question I want to ask you is, can you teach a hamster how to do karate?
Yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah,
Okay,
I had a hamster.
Oh, you had a hamster.
No,
okay.
I had one when I was little,
Okay.
and I had this play. It was like a circus for my Barbies.
Yes.
And I had like this big house for my Barbies, and I actually I would put my hamster into these places, and so he had a town for himself, and he knew how to play in the circus.
Oh, okay. Okay. Well, yeah. If that's the case, then you could definitely teach the hamster how to do karate.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah. I mean, yeah. If I was able to get him in the roller coaster, and he would get in by himself, I could do everything.
Anything's possible.
Mm-hmm.
Anything's possible, and these are questions. All right. So now to switch gears back to the music, I want to ask you, as you're getting more and more developed in your works, and you're getting more and more music, and you're getting more popular, is there a dream musical artist or a dream band that you want to work with in the future?
Miley Cyrus.
Oh, okay. Interesting.
Yeah, she's my main inspiration to do music. Like, if I do music, it's because of Hannah Montana. Like,
a lot of musicians say that. Like in terms of when they were watching the show. Yeah.
Yeah, that's my reason for making music.
Okay.
And there's a lot of stuff from my artistic self that I got from Miley. And yeah, and that would be like a dream. Even like meeting her. Like just meeting her and her knowing who I am. I don't know how I would react. Like, I cannot predict that because I have never had such event happen to me. Like, I have never had such experience happen to me before, so I don't know how I would react. But, yeah, that would be so cool.
Well, never say never, and we have it on camera here on These Are Questions. You honestly never know. And I'm not going to plug my show there, but I will say from past episodes with past guests, some guests have said things, and it actually has come to life.
Wow, that's so cool.
So never say never, not guaranteeing
Yeah, I'm not saying never. I'm just very excited for that to happen.
Yeah, when it happens.
Yeah,
not if.
It will. It will happen.
When it happens.
Yeah.
Cool. And, you know, as we're getting towards the tail end of our interview, Karla, and this has been great so far. We've had a lot of fun here. What's the best piece of advice that you can give for aspiring musicians that want to get into music?
Learn about whatever you like.
Okay.
Let's say you can use Pro Tools, you can use Logic, you can use Ableton, you can use FL, you can use whichever it's easier for you, but learn how to use one so you can do your art yourself. And so you can put all your ideas into something and you can translate whatever you want to do into a tangible, no, not tangible because you cannot touch waves, but you can put it into something that's more understandable for more people. Let's say, oh, I remember years ago, I was like, you know what? I want to do rock with a lot of EDM, with a lot of house inspirations. Inside has a lot of EDM and house inspirations.
Yeah.
And I remember I told that to a beat maker, and he was like, what the is that? Like, the are you telling me? And I knew nothing. I had no clue about the names of what was a kick. Like, how do you like choose between kicks, and how do you choose between sounds? I had no clue about anything, and I think what has helped me the most is to do my own stuff. And maybe if I want to work with someone, I'm like, this is the idea that I have, or look, this is all the reference that I have. This is where I'm coming from. This is like the vision that I have if you want to work with someone. That's the best advice I would give. And I think the most useful advice that I would give is to first learn theory. And second, learn about how to use any DAW. Like, there's a lot of DAWs. DAW is digital audio workstation.
Okay.
So learn whichever program it's better for you, and you will be on the other side. If you learn how to mix at least, or how to produce, you will be on the other side, because you will be able to, like, let's say, evolution in your art easier.
Makes sense.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I think that's very solid advice. Like, making sure you know on the back end and on the technical side what softwares you want to use, how you're going to use it, and how you can get that idea to come to life when it's all said and done.
Yeah, for me it's very crazy when I'm talking with someone, like, let's say, like a producer, and he told me like he doesn't know how to mix. And like, how?
And you're a
What are
producer.
you doing?
And you're a producer, yeah.
Yeah, and I do mixing, and I'm like, those things are like, are together, but yeah, that's my best advice. If someone wants to start, everyone needs to use any DAW. Like, you need to use a DAW nowadays. If you're not writing it down and putting down the chords, but whichever genre you're doing, you need to have it recorded for it to go to Spotify. So if you know how to do it, how to, do all of these things yourself, it's better.
I like that. Definitely. It is better.
Yeah.
So this has been a great interview, Karla, and I really appreciate your insight and everything that we provided here in today's episode. I just have one more question to ask you here on this interview. Just one last question.
Okay.
And the question I want to ask you is, if you can change the look of any band, past or present.
Band?
Yeah, like a
music.
Yeah, music.
Okay.
So, yeah, band. So if you could change the look, like the aesthetic and the attires and everything like that, what band would you choose? And what look would you change them to?
Ooh. Of all times.
Yeah. This could be a current band. It could be a past band.
It has to be a band, or can it be an artist?
I'll let you do an artist.
Okay. I want to say... Oh, I have never had, like, this thought.
That's a good question here on These Are Questions.
Yeah.
I'll let you think. We have the time. Don't worry. No pressure.
I would have told in 2015, okay, this is very niche because I am a fan, but in 2015, 2016, 2017, I would have told Miley to keep the haircut.
Oh, okay.
The haircut like that.
Yeah, like what she had in that look. Yeah.
That was iconic. Like, she was way ahead of her time. And also, like, this goes only in, like, my preference. But I love Joan Jett.
She's amazing.
I love her. I love her. I don't know, like, I feel like maybe less tight clothes. Back then, I remember she was using a lot of tight clothes. Maybe something more baggy, so she could, like, show more of, like, the man kind of, like, look, like the very, like, imponent look. Yeah.
I kind of think of, like, modern day Billie Eilish as an example.
Yeah.
Where she has a lot of baggy kind of clothing, and she focus on her artistic voice as opposed to maybe the body type, which, hey, you do.
Yeah,
It's what
I
you
love
wanna
it.
do.
And
Maybe that kind of can play around with her. with
yeah,
Joan
yeah. And there's one type of fashion that I really don't like.
Okay.
And I think maybe this is way more valid than what I just said, but there's one fashion that a lot of artists use. I'm not against any artist, but I really don't like like this, or like the aesthetic of the rock girl that's wearing the jacket and with everything so tight, like so tight that she can breathe. Like, I don't like it. I mean, girl, be free. Like, I don't like it. I wouldn't wear it.
Okay.
I mean, I wouldn't wear it. I really like when, like, even like alternative like clothing, you're like loose. I mean, sometimes I wear tight stuff. Everyone does, but I really like to feel like I can move and I can breathe.
Yeah, especially when you're performing on stage.
But
it
that's
helps.
like a personal thing. I mean, there's a lot of people that love it because, I mean, sometimes you want to show off your body, but I like feeling loose.
Yeah, feeling free, feeling loose. I respect that. Yeah, and with Joan Jett specifically, one of my favorite songs is "I Hate Myself for Loving You."
Oh yeah!
It's an incredible song.
Yeah.
It's one of my favorites.
I love Bad Reputation.
Bad Reputation, yeah, that's like her most like maybe popular one, but she's got a great catalog, and like her band, the Blackhearts, are really good. They're really good band.
Yeah, and also the Cherry.
Cherry Bomb.
Yeah.
Yeah, Cherry Bomb.
Yeah. No, it was a song.
That's the song. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
She had this group. Oh my gosh, I feel
Runaways.
So bad. Runaways. Yeah, the Runaways. Yeah. Yeah. My mom used to love that band. Oh. Yeah, they're good.
It's iconic. Both iconic bands for their own rights on there.
Yes.
And in an iconic way, pun intended, to end off here on These Are Questions.
Yay!
Yeah. Carla, thank you so much for being part of These Are Questions. I really do appreciate it. This was an awesome interview. But now the internet/floor/camera/internet camera floor is yours. Anything you want to talk about, anything you want to say, anything you want to do before you end off this episode of These Are Questions, it is all yours. So take it away.
Hi guys, I'm Karla Sro. Go listen to my music, go listen to rock, and be cool. Thank you so much for having me here. I'm so happy.
I'm so happy too. This was an awesome interview, and I really do appreciate your time and being a part, and I wish you all the success with all of your future songs, future performances, and just your music career. I'm going to put all of Carla's information in the description down below for those that want to learn more about her, so you'll get to see it whether you're watching on youtube.com for the video version or on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, wherever you get your podcasts if you just search These Are Questions. But you already know if you're 8 seasons in, but I just want to take the moment and just say thank you so much for everyone that's watching and listening to the show, whether it be from season 1 all the way to season 8. And with that, all I just have to say is that you have been watching/listening to These Are Questions.
Yeah.
Yeah! Rock on. Let's go.